other news of the day. I mean, it's a crazy world when everything gets so convoluted to the point where wanting to be thin is now being seen as a form of racism. So there's a new book making the rounds, and it's making some people a little bit upset, understandably. It's called Fat Talk. It's by an author named Virginia Soul Smith. And her point here is that the weight stigma has to do with people not wanting to be fat because that's somehow associated with the African American culture, and therefore not wanting to be fat is a form of racism. And so we should celebrate fatness because we want to celebrate everyone. So whoa, back up, right? Back up. Like this doesn't even make any sense, but nothing makes any sense these days. I mean, hey, whatever happened to, I want to be healthy? Like we don't want to encourage crazy skinniness or crazy fatness, or we just want to encourage people to be healthy. Like, isn't that normal? According to the author, and I quote, "The chronic experience of weight stigma is similar to the research we see on chronic experiences of racism or other forms of bias." That makes no sense. Whoa. So let me just stop her there, because obviously I'm not Black, but if I were, I might be a little offended by that, because, hey, like your weight, you can kind of have some control over. Whereas the color of your skin is the color of your skin, right? Like you're born with that. So to actually equate it and put it on the same level, sort of intellectually and emotionally, like kind of feels wrong. And for the people that you're talking about it, it's kind of like a slap in the face to them. But no, because again, in this upside down world, the woke community is embracing this theory. There's a woman named Sabrina Strings, and she's got a book called Fearing the Black Body. And she wholeheartedly backs this. She said, yeah, this is true. Like people are just afraid of a Black body, and it is a kind of racism. I mean, the logic here is kind of beyond anyone's real comprehension. But Sabrina Strings says that basically everybody wants to be thin because they equate a heavier body with sort of the post-slavery era in American history. And as such, want to have a different, I mean, I don't even like saying this. It's so absolutely bizarre. Look, here's the deal. As a society, yes, we need to do a better job at communicating, especially with young women, what it means to be healthy. We don't want anybody too skinny. We don't want anybody too fat. You need to eat in a healthy way. And when yet you put labels on this in such bizarre ways, it actually encourages kind of a law of unintended consequences where people are thinking about this very differently. For example, why are we celebrating fatness now? That's the idea, right? You have to celebrate it because otherwise it's discriminatory. Instead of just saying, wait a second, maybe we want you to be healthier. Maybe we want you to eat a little bit better. Maybe you need to take some individual responsibility. Look at the diabetes rates in America today. 1 in 10 Americans are now suffering from type 2 diabetes. This is way up from years before. What has happened? Food has become more plentiful. There's tons of chemicals in food. All the stuff, the cheap food, the junk food that people are consuming is making them fatter. This has nothing to do with race. There may be a socioeconomic component, or perhaps people are not getting the right sort of guidance in terms of what they should eat. Go for the lentils if you're at Walmart as opposed to the potato chips. But to actually say that we need to be careful about this because it's somehow racist to say somebody is overweight, that's taken it to just a bizarre level that I'm having trouble following the logic, as I imagine you are too. So again, Sabrina Strings, her book, which kind of echoes what this woman, Virginia Soul Smith, is talking about, her book, Fearing the Black Body, it doesn't gel. Like, listen, when you think of some of the most beautiful Black women in the world right now, you think of people like Rihanna, you think about Alicia Keys, Beyonce, gorgeous women in good physical form. What she's going down is a path to, I guess, make more excuses and become the victim and all this nonsense in a way that is having a detrimental effect on society. Just look at the catalogs you get in the mail. I got one from Victoria's Secret the other day. I'm like, sorry. I'm just going to throw this out. But before I threw it out, I got really angry at it. Because I'm like, really, guys, you want to sell me this stuff? I mean, can we not have a little bit of aspiration, like keep the imagination going a little bit? It's like they're trying to celebrate a lack of health. We should be celebrating good health. I'm not saying everybody has to be skinny mini, but you need to celebrate what's healthy. And there should be kind of an ideal to strive for, because you know what? That's in the best interest of you as a human being to take care of yourself. It's in the best interest of our society to take care of ourselves. And we shouldn't be giving any kind of excuses for any of it. Listen, it comes down to all of us having some self-control. And again, you don't need to be skinny, but you also shouldn't be celebrating the whole being extremely large, right? Like, because it's just unhealthy.